Hello, and welcome back to The Shawning. Today we're going to Derry, Maine to talk about all three of the It movies. I ran a poll on my Facebook and it won. So I'm going to be talking about all three installments of the It franchise, I guess. And I will have them in order by which I like them. Let's go down to the sewer because it is time to float. So we're gonna start with I can't really say least favorite because I really do enjoy all of the movies. So I can't really say which one I like, I guess we'll say the weakest of the three will be a good way to put it, I guess. I did read the book, so, I can say that I did that. And I can say overall that it is probably my favorite Stephen King book that I've read. And overall, it's just my favorite, I guess, horror story. I think that it's just, I don't know, it's got a really strong premise behind it. I think the characters are really strong. And I just think overall, it's a really fun story. So, now that I'm done rambling, we are going to start with It Chapter 2. I really liked It Chapter 2. I know that it is really difficult for some reason to pull off the adult side of this story. Everybody loves the kid actors in the first and in the original, and the adult actors are always, just kind of eh. It's not that they're bad, it's just the child actors seem to, I guess, steal the spotlight a little bit. Overall, I think it was extremely successful. I think it tied up the story well. I'm really glad that we got to see more Bill Skarsgård in this installment. So, that was really, really fun for me because I really think Bill Skarsgård did a really good job.
If you don't believe, awesome, and see.
And I'm also really glad that they saved him for the sequel. So you don't really see him as much in the first one, but in the second one, you see him a lot more. And I think that he did a phenomenal job. And I've even heard rumors of them thinking about doing a third installment is like a prequel, and Stephen King has even said that he would like to do that. So hopefully we'll see that because that would be amazing. Only issue I really have with It Chapter 2 is I think it is a little too comedic at times. For example, when Eddie gets stabbed in the cheek, that scene is just really, it just fell flat for me. Even in the book, that scene with Henry Bowers, attacking the losers, that's a really important scene. And I feel like it's just brushed over, really fast, and it doesn't have serious qualities to it. And I think that hurt the film personally. It's really the only issue that I had with It Chapter 2. The characters were great, and I think that they fit their child counterpart quite well. So overall, It Chapter 2 was a very good sequel, and it's highly recommendable. On to the next one, which would be It, not the 1991. I forget which year it came out. I want to say 2016, but I could be wrong. I'm having a moment. It's also super early in the morning, so whatever. This was a really good movie. I think that it definitely lived up to the hype. I honestly cannot say that I remember seeing a horror film get as much hype as it did. Now that's just, from me personally, and as long as I have been in horror. I'm not saying that there has not been films that have had, more hype than this, but it had a lot of, promotion and hype behind it, and I definitely think it lived up to it. I think that the only thing that really hurt it is trailers. I'm not a fan of trailers to begin with. I don't watch them anymore because it's not worth it to me. It ruins the movie. Pet Sematary is a good example. Even though there was a lot of trailers for this film, it did not take away from how effective it was. I really do agree with the argument that it's difficult to see why children are, I guess, drawn to Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. I do like that in the sequel they touch base on that, and he's even like, oh, I'm scary. I wish they would have done that in this one. I think that would have helped, understand why he's so scary. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with this movie. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's overhyped, it's da-da-da-da-da. And that may be true, but I'm also extremely biased because I love Stephen King, so I really don't care. I think it was a wonderful adaptation. It gets my seal of approval. I think Bill Skarsgård, again, deserves a lot more praise than I think he is given. People like to compare him to Tim Curry's Pennywise, and I just think that is a wrong thing to do. It's almost like comparing Batmans, you know? Like, we could sit here and do it all day, but everyone is just gonna love Batman for Batman. And in this case, I think we should just love Pennywise for the fact that we have a cool clown in the horror community that we can rely on when need be. So let's be thankful for Pennywise instead of arguing over him. And the first, and my favorite, It, is the 1990 one. It is my favorite movie of all time. The 1990 version with Tim Curry. I can't say enough good things about this movie. And yes, I know it is extremely cheesy. It wasn't a movie per se. It was made for TV. And that's why it's not as, I guess, glamorous as we are used to seeing now. But that doesn't make it a bad movie. I really, really enjoy the cast in the original 1990 It. I think that it's a really good cast. I mean, you have Seth Green, you have Annette O'Toole, you have, oh my goodness, what is his name? Jonathan Brandis, rest in peace. John Ritter. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, I mean, the cast is fantastic. And you have Tim Curry playing Pennywise.
Is he gonna say hello?
I just try to look at it from, okay, if this movie was made, you know, with a better budget or made now with the same cast, it would still be a huge success because it's got Tim Curry, and let's be honest, Tim Curry is a draw for sure. The only thing that's, you know, a little for some people is this film is really long. However, the only difference is between this and the newer one is the newer one just split it in two separate films. This one ran it, you know, over the span of 2 days because it was a television series kind of a deal. But still. So, I mean, the length, you're telling 2 whole stories. So, I mean, it's really not that bad. Now, this is really random because I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. I think the score in this film is really, really good. I think the original It has the best score, personally. Again, that's also because I grew up with this film and I've probably watched it 1,000 times by now, as you can see by the Pennywise stuff here. I mean, I literally have a wall of nothing but Pennywise. I don't know. Something about this story I've always gravitated towards, and I can't really put my finger on it. I really do hope that they do a sequel, not a sequel, a prequel. We all want to see more Pennywise. No matter how much we want to argue with ourselves, we all love it, and we'll always keep running back to it. That is just my personal thoughts on the It franchise. Again, I really love talking about Stephen King films. That's why the name of my channel is The Shawning, and my name is Sean, so, you know, it fits. So, please, tell me more Stephen King films you would like me to talk about, or better yet, even if there's a Stephen King book you would like me to read, definitely down for recommendations there as well. Don't forget to keep it creepy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.